A rooted cutting or a potted plant is the easiest way to start a bonsai tree. This dwarf jade started as a cutting a couple of years ago. I'm going to transfer it to its first bonsai container. To root the cutting, I put it in some airy soil and let nature do its thing. I'll be making a much more detailed tutorial later in the year, so keep an eye out for that. We can see that it hasn't really established in this container yet, as the square shape of the previous pot is still visible. Repotting that involves pruning roots so soon after the plant was uppotted is usually a bad idea, as we like the plant to recover from any stress first. In this case, because I didn't disturb any roots during the up pot, the benefit of my grow light and tent is I can control the environment and create the ideal conditions for growth and recovery. I need to decide on a front. The trunk line has a couple of options, but I think moving to the right seems to work well, and the structural roots lend themselves to that design as they're kind of gripping the earth off to the side. I need to reduce the roots. Depth is the biggest issue with the fit, so it's the first major area that I'll fix. It also looks kind of good with the tree leaning to the other side. The size of bonsai is dictated by proportion and aesthetic. This trunk is maybe a couple of centimetres diameter, so I'll use it to create a small bonsai. A bit off the sides to fit the pot, and we'll have it ready to be planted. The thick, strong roots get stronger and the weak roots potentially get weaker. To encourage an even distribution of strength among the structural roots, I prune some of those thicker roots. Removing thick roots creates extra space in the pot, but reduces stability, at least until the tree settles new roots into the growing medium. What I don't want is one or two really thick roots that break the scale and proportion of the trunk at the ground level. Cutting back thicker roots lets the weaker roots catch up and balances the strength or energy across the whole root system. Pruning thick roots isn't taken lightly though. With this species being a succulent, there's a risk of rot setting in at the cut site. To mitigate root rot, I keep the watering down to an absolute minimum until I see new growth. The slightest wobble can damage fresh young roots, so I use wire to tie the tree into the pot. It keeps the tree stable so that new roots can establish as quickly as possible. My specially shaped chopstick helps incorporate fresh soil into the edges of the existing root ball. Good contact is essential for establishment. To stabilise the soil surface and add some visual interest, make it look a bit less like a desert, I'm using some sedum cuttings. These are low-growing native succulents that will hopefully cope well as an alternative to moss in the arid environment that dwarf jade prefer. I won't water for several days now to allow the wounds to dry out, reducing the risk of rot. Here's the tree all watered in and on the road to recovery. In a few months' time, I shall be doing some styling work on this cute little thing, so stay tuned to see how it progresses. Thanks for watching and take care.